What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Let's put a ring on
put
it.
a ring on it.
Hosted by the Steezies.
KB and Nate.
Is our relationship gold? Hey, put a ring on it. 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 Is our relationship gold? Hey, put a ring on it. 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 Yeah. And if you're ready, then you should have put a ring on it. Yeah. Put a ring on it. The Steezies.
I don't think we can do it together, babe. You make me nervous.
Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Put a Ring on It. As you can see, we know we're not in studio, but we still got a great show for you today. My wife is always my counterpart on the show.
Hey, y'all.
Talk her stuff.
Clearly.
That's all you want to say?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's the other co-host here, while we waiting on Mr. Capone to pull into his slot. But we got a great show today. We got my partner Kane in the studio too, Kareem.
What's good?
Yeah. Help us out long distance as always. Couldn't have this show without my man. Couldn't have nothing we doing. So congratulations and thanks to him. Now, to our guests on Instagram, that's Juicy. But she gonna have to tell me her real name. My wife ain't gonna. I don't know if she gonna like me calling the woman Juicy.
It's like Juicy.
She might not like that. You know what I'm saying?
My real name is Tiffany.
Yeah, I know. I see it on there too. So Tiffany, that's Juicy, whatever you want to call her. Now I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't as familiar with Juicy here until she came to Superfoods or ordered online, one or the other. But she ordered something, and then she posted it.
Yeah,
and our page just turned up in like 24 hours. I'm like, what happened? We got like 500 followers in one day, and I was like, what? How did that happen? Kane like, it was that lady, it was that girl. She's like, it was Juicy. Juicy posted us in the story, and then I had to go and do my research. So that's one of the reasons why I invited you to the show. Because after that, I started, going through your stories and seeing some of the things you was doing, and I thought it was and I thought you was, a great person to talk to.
Oh, thank you.
So on that note, talk to us.
Oh,
tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about what you do before I go into my questions.
Well, again, my name is Juicy. I am labeled as an influencer. I'm the brand ambassador for Swank Posh, the biggest boutique in Michigan. Shout out to the Swank girls and the Swank lady.
Put a ring on that.
I am. I push self-love and like self-awareness with plus size women and all women. Honestly, doesn't matter what size, what color. I try to be a positive influence on a lot of people. I have a lot of nieces, so that's kind of like what pushes me to do more. And I have my own clothing company called Detroit's Bad Girls, and I am an advocate for autism because my 8-year-old son, Trenton, he has autism as well. So I do a lot of advocating for single parents, and for children on the spectrum and children that are siblings of children on the spectrum. So.
Okay. I seen some of your story. I seen your recent story where he said his name and you said here. Now I don't want to make you tear up on the show or anything like that, but a lot of people go through that or have a child with autism or on the spectrum somewhere, but they don't necessarily talk about it or put it out there for the world to see. So what made you decide to put your story out there?
At first, I was really, before I got with Swank, I was really like low key. I had the people in the city that knew me from, when I was throwing, hosting parties and promoting parties back in the day. But once I got with Swank, it kind of got, pushed to the forefront as far as my son. And there are a lot of people, I just realized within the past, 2 years, there are a lot of parents that struggle with coming to terms with their child being on the spectrum, because he's the first one in my family, and my whole family on both sides, father and mother, that has autism. So my family, personally, we are all learning a lot about, autism and the different, levels of it, because the spectrum is so broad. There are children that aren't as social as my son, and I've seen parents that have DM'd me and said, I can't wait for my son to say his name, and you give me so much hope. I didn't realize that it was such a big thing until I started posting more and showing his progress, and it brought more awareness. And I think, I don't want to say I think, I like that it's actually making more people comfortable, and they ask me questions, because I'm still learning as I go. I think I went through 4 evaluations before they actually diagnosed him. At first they said, oh, he just had a speech impediment, and then they said, no, he doesn't have a speech impediment, he has ADHD. Then they said, no, he had to get something put in his ear because of ear infections, which then the 4th time we went to a specialty center, and they actually diagnosed them with autism. So it's a lot that people go through, and I know a lot of people give up because you get to run around with a lot of things as far as referrals and therapy and schools and DPS. They really are scarce on autistic classrooms, because you can't have more than 7 children in an all ASD classroom. So he's been to 3 different schools since he started school, and that's one of the reasons why I push for advocacy so much, because I want to open an all autistic school for children K through 12, because he's made friends at his old school, but he had to switch twice within the last year, so he won't be able to build those memories like I did when I grew up. So I really want to keep pushing forward and getting more resources and more information so that we can have that school in Michigan.
That's not. I'm sure there's somebody listening out there that is on that same path that I love to help you out with that. Now I got a follow-up question. Then I'm gonna pass it to my wife for that. Now, give people a similar timeline to what you mean about that. When did you decide to get them tested, or when did you know that maybe he may be on the spectrum, or maybe something that was wrong, a timeline on it?
It was when he was around 3. He hit all his marks from crawling. He started walking the day after his first birthday, even though I had seen him walk all up into there. He was crawling, walking. Potty training took forever because he's my only son. I don't know how to potty train. And my sister...
I'm still learning, don't worry.
My sister has 2 boys, and she was like, I don't even remember how they learn how to use the bathroom. I was like, you need to help me. So that took longer because I was just inconsistent with it. I was like, you know what, whenever you want to go, just, it's fine. But it wasn't until he was around 3, he was going to, what's the name of that? It's some school some daycare center in Child Time in Dearborn. And he wasn't learning on the same level as the other children. He wasn't saying his name. He wasn't, his behavior was different as well. He would get upset and throw himself on the ground or try to hit his head against things. He couldn't verbalize what he wanted, and that would always cause an issue. And I think the final straw was, which honestly, it's funny now, but at the moment, I laughed at the moment, but a teacher had told him he couldn't play with something. So he got upset, and I guess she tried to make him sit down, and he pulled some of her hair out. It was an extension. So it wasn't like it was her hair, but me being me, I kind of laughed when she told me, because I was like, oh my God, my child is really acting up in school. But when they kicked him out of school, out of daycare, and they said he can't come back, and I'm like, he's a kid, he's a child. So there was a teacher there who had a brother on the spectrum, and she pulled me to the side when we were leaving, and she said, "Here's a referral to a place." She was like, "I really think you should get him, evaluated for autism." And I thought she was just trying to be funny. I'm like, nothing's wrong with my child. You're trying to make something out of nothing. And when I started, keeping him at home and trying to teach him at home, I noticed, like I said, he wasn't able to verbalize what he wanted. He would get upset. And it was just other telltales. So I had talked to my mom and my older siblings, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go get him evaluated. And that's when I went through the whole process. And once, I think it took almost about a year, because he was officially diagnosed October of 2008, 16 or 17, I can't remember. But it was a while, and it was frustrating because I just kept getting all the runaround and all these different diagnoses, and it was frustrating, and I just wanted to give up. But I was like, I need to know exactly what's wrong, because everything else was fine about him. He knew how to play well. He was social. He was nice. But when he couldn't verbalize what he wanted, it got bad. So I had to put my pride to the side, and that's when I kind of started blaming myself, because I'm like, what did I do wrong when I was carrying him when he was coming up? And my doctor had to remind me, like, you did everything. Like, he was born full term at 8 pounds 5 ounces, and I think he had jaundice, so they had him in the ICU, and the doctor was like, "Is he a preemie?" I was like, "No, he's full term." She was like, "I was gonna say he was the biggest preemie I've ever seen," but I did everything I was supposed to. All my appointments, all his appointments. They said sometimes it just takes longer to diagnose it because the spectrum is so broad. So some people catch it early, some people catch it late, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. KB.
I just want to say, I think that is awesome that you're putting your story out there for other parents who may not know, because our people have a tendency to not want to admit when our children have problems, or I don't think there's nothing wrong with praying, but thinking you can pray something away.
Right.
So I salute you for that. I think that it's already hard having a child and raising a child, and to have a special needs child, it adds a whole nother stress onto being a parent and a mother and a single parent at that. So any kind of way we can assist with helping him as far as getting him into a school that's a better option for him where he can learn and grow, I will most definitely get in contact with you about it.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. What else I was about to say?
Don't get emotional.
I know, I cried. I cried when I watched her video. So, my daughter, when she was born, everything was fine, and she had the same issues. She wasn't speaking, and she wasn't, things weren't going in the order that they normally go. And everybody in my family was like, "Oh, she's fine. She'll, it'll get better." And I was kind of like, "No, I think I want her to see somebody." And nobody was in agreement with me. Like, everybody was just like, "Oh, it's fine." And they kept comparing her to my other child, and I'm like, "She's different."
Right.
She's her own entity. And I took her anyway, and she had to see a specialist. She had to see a speech teacher. So I think that as parents, as people, we do have that. Ain't nothing wrong with my baby. You know what I mean? And it's true. It's nothing wrong with your son. He was made the way he was made. And our job is to give them all the tools that we can to make them better humans. So, salute to Tiffany, aka Juicy.
I see Capone over there ready to jump in over there.
Oh, go ahead.
Definitely got my little.
We got to get the mic up. I can't hear him.
I can't hear you either.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How it sound? Sound any better?
Low.
Any better?
Yes, a little low.
Low.
I don't know.
gonna switch mics.
All he need is one mic, one mic.
Shout out to the GOAT.
You might need two.
Shout out to the
What
GOAT.
about this? Can you hear me now? Am I good? No.
Not, it's kind of the same, but we can go with it if they can hear you.
Well, am I good? Anyway, I'm just listening, you know, and that's a big thing, you know. My host hit on was where we talked about, you know, Nate's wife, what she just said, admitting, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my question. Is like coming to grips with it, like, and being able to accept it. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a son, and I'm telling you, he catch on very slow. You know, and when the teacher told us, does that sound better? Sound better. All right. Sound better, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike check.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, I'm in the building. Now, what I was saying, you know, is admitting and accepting, you know what I'm saying, that something is wrong, because, like I said, I got a son and he catch on pretty slow. And, you know, when we was told, you know, like, teacher was like, we think something wrong with him, you know.
The teacher said that.
Yeah, teacher said that. The teacher said.
I don't think that's appropriate.
She said the teacher did. She was like, maybe y'all need to go get him evaluated or something. But you know, I didn't think it was like it wasn't nothing major. It was just like a slight situation where he don't pay attention. He got a little ADHD or whatever it is. I think I've never went and got him diagnosed, but you know,
Really?
I was afraid to do it because I felt like the teacher didn't know what she was talking about.
Right.
I did, and I was like, he's okay. We just gotta spend a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? Because his brother caught on really, really fast. You know, but. Yeah, I mean, he graduated high school and he's in college and everything now, you know what I'm saying? But he's still, you know, he's still just like, I'd be like, dude, just get it. Why aren't you getting it yet? You know what I'm saying? Where I think he's supposed to be, he's not. He's 20 and I feel like he's 17 mentally. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Which
Right.
because I mean, at 15, I was like, what do you want for your birthday? And he said he wanted some Ninja Turtles. And I was like, bro.
Why you hollering though?
Yeah, I mean, I was, you know, I'm like, dog, you don't want an Xbox or a PlayStation?
What kind of
tablet or
You don't
something
want
like
that
that, right? You know what I'm saying?
expecting
Like, dude, you want
That sounds like a
Ninja-
cheap birthday present.
Right.
to
He
me.
was. I didn't complain. I said, you know what? It could be worse. He could be out here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Hanging with the wrong people.
Right.
So I'm gonna let him be a kid for as long as he want to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But now he's in, you know, he pre-adult, and I'm like, dude, you know, no girlfriend or nothing. He's like, no, he works, he got a car, everything is okay, but I can tell I didn't want to go get him diagnosed because I wanted him to have all the opportunities in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like so many of our black men are diagnosed when we don't have, you know what I'm saying, we don't have access to everything because they can go back on our health record and say, you know, yeah, he can't be in the military because something wrong with him mentally, you know what I mean? And I kind of wanted to give him that chance. So I was like, you know what? He's fine. Ain't nothing really wrong with him. I just think he needs to just think a little different.
Right.
You know,
That's
but I'm
an angle
okay
I
with
never
it.
thought of though. Capone.
Yeah.
I never
Like
thought of that.
just say like, you know, you can't enlist in the military with like certain mental issues and stuff like
No,
that. And
certain things you
being
can't. You
labeled
borrow.
early. Yeah, being labeled early will bar you from that. So that's something I never thought about, which is a good point. But
Yeah.
I know, you know, like mental health is something that Kareem real passionate about. So I know he want to chime in real quick before we pivot into this influencer.
I do.
Influencer. I like-
I will briefly, because I can go all day on the topic of mental
Oh, we
health
know.
awareness.
We know.
Right. So, but on the autism tip, I have a nephew that was diagnosed, you know, autism, my nephew Justice, right? My sister, she caught it early and got him, you know, evaluated early in life. She was able to provide the tools and the resources he needed. early, and also not just for that reason. Like he will say anything to you. Like he will offend you if you don't know. You'll be offended. So that's why it's important to know.
Right.
Feel me? So even when my friends still come around, like he came in town the other day, but my friends know, like he'll tell you, like, dog, what's wrong with your teeth? They look funny. You know, he'll say that. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, you're going to be offended and want to, you know. So it's also important just to know and be aware, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us suffer from different mental health disorders from, you know, childhood trauma, from vaccine injury, a lot.
Right.
So it's something that parents should definitely, you know, want to look at, and so you can know and be aware, you know.
But that nephew is also enrolled in college now too, right?
Oh yeah, my nephew, he graduated from Brother Rice High School last year. He's enrolled in Savannah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, SCAD. Yeah, Savannah School of Art and Design now, and he's 18. So yeah.
That's awesome. It's because it's like I don't know if it's a black thing or a white thing, but I swear white folks to go get their people tested, man. Get them like we kind of I don't know. It's kind of see more in our society. Like maybe it's the misinformation portion of it. You know what I'm saying? But we'll live with someone knowing and we be like, well, he don't mess with me. You know what I'm saying? Like we do, and it's sad. You know what I'm saying? But I think getting the information out there,
that's
and
important.
knowing that it's resources out there. You know what I'm saying? I think things have changed. It already has. You know what I mean?
There's been a lot more.
It has
a lot more.
Has.
Yeah.
It is a lot more.
With some decent parenting though, sometimes you can't even know. My cousin's special needs, you know, he was about 26. He about 15 years older than me, but we was in school at the same time. But one thing I tell you, if anybody say something about him being so, I say try to take his money, and then you'll see who really has a problem.
Right.
So I really don't even consider him to even have an issue at this point. It's like, he fully functional, and he gonna spend his money with them ladies like he like it. Let me come over there and spend $25. They gonna, what you need it for? You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man,
He loves
it's awesome, man. Getting it
Oh,
out there.
Juicy.
Yes.
The influencer. How did that come about? Tell us about that and how it started.
Well, it's a funny story. I actually had I shopped Swinkaposh a lot. And I went to their Southfield store, and I had a party I had to go to, and my ex was going to be.
Backtrack a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about Shinkaposh, or say it more correct, because I don't know nothing about it. All I know that you push it. So tell me about it.
Swinkaposh Boutique.
Swinkaposh.
Yeah.
A posh.
Yeah, Swank.
Okay.
So I had a party I had to go to, and I knew my ex was going to be there at the time. So I went in there, and I wanted to get me a cute shirt. I saw a shirt that they had on their Instagram, and I was like, I'm about to go get that shirt. So I went in there, and the girl was like, I held it up. I was like, do you think it's gonna fit me? And she was like, yeah, you good. And I kind of deterred from boutiques for that reason, because a lot of times they just push the product without even making sure it's gonna fit and you're gonna feel comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. So when I had went home and something told me like, try this on, and when I tried it on, and I was just like, no, and I was really like irritated, because I'm like, these boutiques always do this. So I decided, and at that time, I only had a little over like 1,200 followers, and it was mostly people that I knew. So I had made a video trying on the shirt, and I tagged Swinkaposh, and I said, y'all got me effed up, and I tagged Swinkaposh. And from there, the owner, Ebony, she DM'd me, and she was like, it just went up from there. So she had DM'd me, she was like, what's your number? So I'm like, yeah, call me, because what I said online, I'll say to you. So she was like, what's your name? I was like, Juicy, but my real name Tiffany. She was like, I want you to be a brand ambassador. I was like, huh? And from there, you know, we had several conversations about how she's expanding her sizes, and she had been looking for somebody that was okay with being on there and being themselves, not edited, nothing like that. So she was like, are you okay with me posting this video to the Swinkaposh page? And I was like, yeah, I don't care. It was, they went in on me for about 3 days straight. Literally, they were saying she need a bigger size. She knows she wrong. She shouldn't have bought it. That's not like They went in on me, and my family, all my family's from the east side of Detroit. So when they saw it, they calling me like, "Oh, da 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 da." And you know this girl. I was like, "Okay, I need y'all to calm down." I told her to post it, like just relax. And some of them like. One of them was my cousin a girl I grew up with. I call her my cousin. I had to cuss her out like, now you're not even supposed to be on there talking crazy about me because we know each other in real life. But after that, she had sent me more clothes to try on. And at first, I would just be in the comments and I'd be going back and forth with people. But I had to kind of like take a step back because it's like, I got a lot of people DMing me, telling me that I was wrong for that or I should be ashamed of myself for being on the internet like that. And I'm not ashamed of the way I look at all. Like, I'm not self-conscious. I'm not insecure. I'm 100%. I love myself. So a lot of it started coming as people, like, projecting, like, how they felt about themselves on me. And I'm like, why are y'all so upset? It's me doing it. It's not y'all. You're not bearing yourself on there. And at first, my mom's coworker had saw it. So she called me. You on the internet? I was like, wait, I hadn't even told her yet what had happened because it literally was in like that month. So throughout the year, I did more videos trying on clothes, and then we started doing the live shows at the office of us trying on clothes, and that's how I met Lana and Terry and Crystal and Kai and the rest of the Swing Girls. And it got bigger, and I think my mom kind of understood because it's a lot of her coworkers' daughters will be like, "I love your daughter. She really gives me confidence. She makes me feel good about myself." And I still get some negative DMs, but majority positive because I didn't really know like exactly what. Trenton being on the spectrum, I didn't know it was a lot of females out there exactly like me that struggle with shopping for jeans and didn't like going into boutiques because they felt like, oh my God, I ain't gonna find nothing in my size. They gonna stop at a size 3 and whoop-de-whoop. And, I had to, take my selfishness out of the equation and be like, okay, I'm not just doing this for me no more. It's a lot of females out there that need the confidence or need the boost or need the reassurance. So as I did more videos and we did more lives, and then a lot of people started getting to know me on my social media because I'm really a regular person. Like, a lot of times they'll see me out and I'll be looking crazy. Like, I have my hair in a bonnet, trying to go in Kroger and get like some flour or something, and they be like, "Juicy." I'll be like, "Oh, hey, girl, hey." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "What?" They're like, "You always have a dirty shirt." I really don't like leaving the house. If I'm leaving last minute, I'm throwing on something. It might be, I'm going to be clean, but the T-shirt might be something that I found on the floor and I'm just making a run. So they literally look at me and be like, "You really just are just like me." Yeah. I live in Detroit. I was born and raised here. I'm a regular person. I get that a lot of people, look to me and, look up to me, but it's kind of just like, it's still weird for me because it's a lot of stuff that I can't do anymore. Like, when I go in Walmart, I got to pay for everything. When I
get it.
For real. It's irritating. Like, they're like, "Oh, hey," I'm in there trying to scan stuff, and the cashier like, "I know you." I'll be like, "Scan."
And then get these M&Ms, man.
But
All
no,
I want
like,
was M&Ms,
they'll walk up to me and be like, "Hey," I'll be like, "Oh, okay. I'm not going to get this. I'm good." I'm not going to walk out.
Watching your page give me the confidence.
Listen.
I used to wear the big shirt. Now I wear my large to show my figure. I went down the size.
Yeah.
No, but I saw her in a video of a Swank a Posh video when I was on Facebook. And they have different girls that be trying on pants and stuff, and they have on like little bodysuits. And they usually have a small girls on there, and they be wearing a small, which is nothing wrong with that. Later in my life, I became a little thick. So one day I saw Juicy on there, and I'm like, "Oh, they got a new girl on here." She's like, "Yep, I got know, check it out.
Look to me
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I'm like, okay,
look up to
then.
me for this.
That's why I was like, I know her from the video on the internet.
Listen,
She was
it's
modeling pants, honey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just finding out who Juicy is. So
Oh, we
I
already.
feel terrible. I
Sorry.
know. I mean, I'm like, okay, so I'm getting to know. So nice to meet you, Juicy.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
I'm Craig Capone. I mean, because the show started,
Always like,
Oh, yeah, right.
just a little bit.
You should let her do a video for you, Capone. She will turn you up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I need that. I'm trying to build. I've been talking about building my followers. You know what I'm saying? So.
oh, he always saying that too.
I'm serious.
Yeah, she turned this up. Yeah, she did a review over some superfood products that she purchased, and the review was so in depth, and it was just like, dang, like she really did her thing,
Nice.
and we got so many new followers from that, like instantly,
That's because she's the.
And we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Never got to say that in person. You know what I'm saying? We're not the type of people that just blow over something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we appreciate that. Because we live here too.
Right.
We regular people, and I don't have it so much. Well, walking around, we do too. But people be really in our plate and what we be eating. Like, we be out eating. People just be popping out like, hey, what's on that plate right there?
Are you really living the life?
There better not be no pork on that plate. Like, bro, we eating, like, calm down.
Right.
So I understand what you're saying. So let me break off into the other part and start asking you a couple of these questions because we getting in depth and we running through our time. So everybody know I got a running question every week. Hey man, stop photobomb. I got a running question every week. So they already know what I'm about to ask. So not just the current event, but overall. How do you feel about Jada Pinkett Smith?
Girl.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes,
oh,
that's for you.
No, that's for you. Just
I don't know. I mean, it's some. I laugh at it a lot of times because I don't know. I mean, are we really surprised at anything that she's doing or anything that is going on? I think it's just the fact the whole situation with her and what's that doing in August. I think that just kind of put a bigger spotlight on her and Will because I mean people knew about what they did just like they know about a lot of other celebrity couples, but because there was a third person and he put it out there that he was in love with her and she put this voodoo vagina on him, so now he was obsessed with her.
Right.
But I think it's just more so I'm not really like surprised, but I just think everyone is just like, oh my God, but we already knew the spotlight was just on it because of August, because he was upset and sad that
Broke his heart.
Yeah, I wouldn't say broke his heart.
Jada.
It's crazy. I'm still the one like everybody say the same thing. Like so.
pretty much.
I'm like I feel like I've been left out the loop. Like I thought Jada was good. You know what I'm saying? I really did. I mean I thought they was like, I mean I heard the rumors about swinging. I don't even know if it's true. They denied all that crap. You know what I'm saying?
It's true for sure.
There's nothing wrong with swinging.
I mean,
I'm just saying. That's
Talk
not,
about it,
if you
Who
live.
was that, Miles?
Yeah. Miles or
was
whatever.
us.
I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, it's
Miles was
you
there
an
one
adult,
time.
You do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, okay, everybody's on the same stuff. She broke the little dude's heart. He couldn't hold it. He told everybody.
Like a little bitch.
Yeah, that was
That's pretty much what it was. It was a
Right.
typical teacher-student relationship.
Some light-skinned niggas. That's what we want.
But he's not even light skinned. That's the crazy part.
He couldn't be.
Anybody lighter than me is light skinned.
Me too.
So, Juicy, do you watch any sports?
I watched the Spartans play. That's about it.
Go green.
Right, go
Pirates.
green, go white. Spartans.
I don't think I'm switching over too, by the way.
Oh, great. Okay.
That's about it.
Okay. So now, let us ask you about what's your relationship status now?
Do, girl. Let us know because we might have to,
Let's get into the thick of it.
Wow, that's mean. I am single.
Okay.
Like, is you like
Single.
Exactly,
single.
baby.
I am.
You got to explain
You
single.
think you single?
I am for a fact single. I am not seeing anybody. I don't have a significant other. Single.
It's a lot of
So you
single
just
people.
single and dating?
No, I haven't been on a date. I was supposed to go on a date last night, and I got stood up. So me and my best friend, we went out and got drunk.
Got stood up.
So what's a date? What's a date in 2022? Like, what were you gonna go do?
I have no idea what a date is in 2021 because only person I go out with is my son, my sisters, and my best friend. I'm really like the third wheel. I think I was supposed to, like, a guy I was seeing at the time, like earlier this year, we were supposed to go to Miami for during, what is it? I think it's Labor Day weekend. I can't remember. And my sister and her man, they went down there, and his brother and sister-in-law, they went as well. So it was supposed to be like 3 couples, and I ended up being the fifth wheel. But I was fun, though, you know. I still have fun or whatever.
There's nothing wrong with being single, you know.
Yes, it is.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing wrong with it. It's a lot of single people, you know. We've been social distancing, and well, I mean, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? You can't even hold hands no more. Shoot.
You definitely
hands
can.
first.
You
can't even
definitely
hold
can hold
hands. You can't
hands.
even kiss no more or nothing. So, you know, it's okay to be single.
There's
right
nothing
now.
wrong with being single if you want to be single. If you don't want to be single, then you know.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's cool.
Juicy,
So which
I won't say
go.
nothing.
She young. How old are you?
I'm 31. I'll be 32
Oh, I thought you was
on the
in your
20s. Oh, no, I'll be 32 on the 26th.
I'm all like, she young. She don't.
This
got
month?
all her
26?
Christmas
Wait a
gifts.
minute.
Yeah, I
All
thought
right, so you
I
like
thought she
you
was young
know,
too till she
Christmas?
started talking.
My Christmas was good up until, I think I was like 16. I used to get 2 gifts. And then my mom, everybody, like, as I got older, I only wanted Christmas birthday gifts. Christmas, my mom would give, and my dad would give me everything. Everybody else would just give me birthday gifts. But after I had my son, it was just like, I don't even want gifts. I just want you guys to bring me some liquor and just come get this little boy so I can have a night to myself. That's it. That's the best birthday gift ever.
So how do they differentiate that? Like they just say happy birthday instead of Merry Christmas when they give you the gift?
So, yeah, my mom I would have all my Christmas gifts, and then it would be my birthday gift under the tree, too.
Rapping or something?
Nope, same rapping. It would just be
Man,
labeled
that's
happy birthday.
that's awesome. Like, you know,
I'm saying.
Double.
birthday and Christmas.
No, it's not awesome.
That's
now
not
because
awesome on the parents though.
Now that I'm older, like I want to throw myself a birthday party this year, but I literally did the math with my son's Christmas, my nieces and nephews, and then my birthday is like if
It's like too much.
yes, I'm gonna cut into something that's gonna
Somebody gotta suffer.
exactly, and
Somebody
it's
gonna be
me.
show.
Yeah, so
Somebody
you got
Me.
to
It's
somebody
me.
got to suffer.
Yeah, my birthday coming up too. You can't forget that, Juicy.
Oh, Lord.
Right, next
You
month.
my new best friend, so I need a gift. I got you on the 20. My birthday the 26th too, but it's January 26th.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hey,
So
man,
we
that's-
twinsies. We 26 twinsies.
Right, Capricorn.
26. Yeah.
No, I'm an Aquarius though.
Ugh.
What do you think about that, Juicy, as far as astrological and horoscopes? You believe in it or no?
Yes and no.
Do you think
how I
it
am.
matters when your parents have sex
I don't
determines
even want to think about my
who
parents
you
having
are
sex.
in
That's
life?
not something I like to.
I'm saying, do you believe in that?
Hey, guess what? Your parents don't want to think about you having sex either.
Exactly.
No.
That's that's a question though. Like some people live their life, they guide themselves with, you know, the horoscopes.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think that really has a big effect on me. I think
Romance.
it's more so how my mom and my dad are as people, not as like my mom's a Taurus and my dad is actually Aquarius, but like it's more so I'm a blend of both my parents because I'm the middle child out of my mother's kids and I'm the second youngest out of all my father's kids. I got 4 sisters, 1 brother, so I'm really like my mom and my dad. Like literally, if all my life, I would hear my mom saying, "You act just like your daddy," or my dad, "But you acting like Lisa," and I'd be like, "Okay, well, I mean, didn't nobody tell y'all to do what y'all did to create me? I didn't ask to be here."
So the signs and it doesn't matter to you at all. It's like you just
I don't want to say it doesn't matter because recently I I was talking to one of the Swain girls, and we was talking about Aries men, because I was like, kicking it with a guy that's an Aries, and we were going over traits, and I was like, ooh, this nigga act just like that. Like, he's really crazy. Like, he's really crazy.
Right.
But, and then we were going over Scorpios, because Lana is
that's a Sagittarius, right? Scorpio. That's a Sag. Is that a Sag? I mean, no. That's sorry.
Scorpio is
I'm talking about November.
Scorpios.
No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking
November and October.
Okay.
Because Lana's an October Scorpio and my little sister's a November Scorpio, and they are like literally night and like they act totally different.
Okay.
And then it's like I'm a December Capricorn and Terry is a January Capricorn and we act totally different.
Okay.
So I see how people can kind of like gauge with it,
right.
But I'm not living my whole life off of that.
Right.
I see the different traits and stuff like that. I do because my oldest sister is a January Capricorn, and me and her are similar, but we're totally different on a lot of things. And then I have a sister that's a December Sagittarius, and she's something else. I love my sister dearly, but sometimes I'll be like, "What is wrong with you? Like, what do you help me understand?"
That's crazy. That's because I got I saw this fine girl I was talking to. She found out I was a Pisces, and she was like, "Yeah, y'all, I don't even mess with y'all." Oh, crazy! I'm like, dang,
You a Pisces?
Yeah,
That's too crazy.
Like,
crazy.
Astrology.
That's crazy.
But
Like,
how-
You know what I'm saying? She left me alone because I was
Didn't even give you a chance.
No, man, you a Pisces. I don't even mess with
But
that.
That's heavy.
how do you get to that
Dang.
point where it's like, oh, I
That's
don't want
heavy.
to talk to no Pisces? Like, how many Pisces have you dealt with that made you feel like that whole
Yeah, the
sign?
whole right. It's like we
It's
just
just-
trash.
right.
Now. We're
Yeah.
trash.
I don't know. I can't think like. I don't think I could think like that because everybody's different.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
dated
Everybody in-
2 Sagittariuses and their birthdays are on the same day. No, what is it? November 24th, and they act totally different, and they're both like really cool, but they do have stuff that I
Different
don't
traits.
like, but they're totally different. So I was just
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't just cancel a whole sign because of a few bad people.
Right, appreciate it.
The
Not feel
astrology,
bad. See,
the astrology
that's a
get
whole
deep.
review. That's a review she just
What'd you
gave.
say, Nate?
My rate about to go up. My followers about to go up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard that?
The astrology. The astrology get deep, but people definitely go too far into it.
Yeah.
But you can say some people can have the same traits, like that's born in the same time, same seasons, because it's just like growing something in the garden. Like something might taste different as grown in the winter season that is in the summer season. So
True.
it is some traits that can come from just being born at a certain time, but it's nothing that's like in cement that you can just rely on.
Right.
Environment got a lot to do with the Pisces being the same. You know what I'm saying? They all from the same city.
I'm gonna try some summer broccoli and some winter broccoli and see what it tastes like.
Feel me?
Luck with that. I don't know about all that.
All right. We got to get into our game questions too before we get out of here. You know, we do a little game that we do. We ask 3 questions about the city of Detroit. Now, we not there, but we definitely going to give you a prize if you get it right, which is our T-shirt, because Kane definitely can handle that. But we ask 3 questions, and if you get 2 out of the 3 right, you win the game. You knew the assignment. So we cool? You understand?
Yes.
All right. So what was my first question? Oh, yeah. First question, because it's on this phone. First question. 8 miles, 7 miles, 6 miles. All those streets run in the same direction? Is it north and south or east and west?
East and west.
I see.
Okay,
Most women
first
don't
question
know that.
correct.
Let me be quiet.
Okay.
Good job. Most girls don't know east, west, north, or south.
I
I mean,
don't.
I'm from the east.
But
I
you-
know east 8 Mile,
And
west
you know
8
you
Mile.
on the west side. You're like, oh yeah, I know where I'm
Right.
going.
All right. All right. It was a movie. No, it's a movie called Beverly Hills Cop that came out with starring Eddie Murphy. He played a character from Detroit. What was the character's name?
Oh, that's my favorite movie.
I never seen that movie.
Oh,
Why would okay.
There you go.
Oh my God.
I never seen that movie. I'm sorry.
Axel
Yeah.
Foley.
Axel Foley.
Axel
Axel
Foley.
Foley.
Axel Foley.
I
I'm sitting here
thought
like,
that was
what
an
was
easy
it?
one. I thought
I
everyone was
never
gonna know
seen
that.
that movie. I'm
Axel
sorry.
Foley. That was a good movie.
What was the jacket he was wearing?
Mumford.
That's a good question.
That was a
Okay,
shirt.
that's what you
The
2 for 1.
Lions.
Two.
was
You
a
1 for
Lions
2. I
jacket.
mean,
Yeah,
1 for
he was
2.
wearing,
Okay.
Last question. You ready? Mm-hmm. This is it's 2 answers. I accept either or. It's 2 big name brand pizza companies that were one from Detroit, one from Michigan. Pizza. Name one of the companies that started in Detroit or Michigan. And
Oh, this could be easy.
Pizza companies? Oh, Jesus. Don't do that.
You got to know the one. What's the Detroit original?
Look, she like, I don't eat
Come on,
pizza.
you're 32, Juicy. Now you're supposed to know these.
Listen, I grew up eating Little Caesars, okay?
She said that.
Little
one.
Caesars is
said
correct
Domino.
for 1.
Oh,
That's
She
correct.
said,
It's not from Detroit.
Domino's
But
is
Michigan.
wrong.
The one from Detroit is Buddy's Pizza. You from the east side, right?
Buddies.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
I always went to the Little Caesars on Harper and Chalmers.
We got some knowledge in the building.
So,
they say
yeah.
Domino's is one of them too.
I was gonna say
Domino's too.
Shields, I swear, but
I don't know.
I thought you were gonna know Buddy's because you was from the east side.
Yeah.
I'm like, Buddy's right there. It started on the east side.
Bro, I didn't know that.
How many did she get right?
Either way, you still got 2 out of the 3 correct. So
Yay.
you win. You knew the assignment.
Oh yeah. She won.
She
Clap
won.
that up.
I got a bonus question, Nate.
Oh, bonus.
I'm gonna give her a bonus.
Bonus
question.
round.
All right, back on the streets. Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. So, if 6 Mile Road is McNichols and 8 Mile Road is Baseline, what is 7 Mile? Name.
ooh,
Oh, I know what this is.
7 Mile is it turns
8 miles is not that
into
big. 8 Mile is Baseline.
You stumped me with that one.
yeah.
I think I know.
6
Wait.
Mile is McNichols. 8 Mile is baseline.
Baseline.
So
7.
what's 7 Mile? Borderline? What is it? I
I
don't know.
don't know.
What's 7 Mile? Yeah,
Coleman and
I
Young.
don't know.
Shut up.
What you said? Coleman and Young.
No, what is it?
It's middle belt.
Wait, I was hoping y'all would know.
Come on, bro.
Answer.
You won't answer all
You
the questions.
gotta give the
I didn't
answer.
know. I don't think 7 Mile has like
I don't think
another
it
name.
does.
I know
don't think it
Finkel
does.
is 5 Mile.
Yeah, but I said
Right.
Finkel turns into 5 Mile.
You know, and then we
Buff
can
Mile.
add, we can go miles after that. That's not even the answer. You about to have me Google that.
7
Yeah,
Mile.
I don't think
7
it
Mile
has-
have a name.
I don't think it has.
Does it have a name?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I thought it was
think
middle belt.
Nah.
Man, he about
Middle
to
belt
have
run a
me-
different way.
Yeah, middle
Yeah.
belt.
Oh, I don't know my direction.
Nate, as long as we've been on the mile, bro,
Right.
I don't think 7 Mile has a name. 7 Mile Dog.
Is it
What is that?
7
7
Mile?
Mile doesn't have
The
a
other
name.
name-
It's just 7 Mile.
The other name for 7 Mile is
It's
literally
for
the
life.
number 7. Is the number 7 in mile.
For life. That
Because
gotta be
it
for
goes
life.
all the way, like even past like Newburgh.
BK was BK for a minute. Nah, it's for life, man. Anywhere you go on 7 Mile, it's for life. It's
Gang,
The
gang.
original is SEVEN mile, and the other is 7, the numeral.
7 Mile. Right? 7.
That's the right answer. Dude.
I'm about to look.
The word 7.
You gotta look that up. You gotta
Yeah.
look that up.
Not
You,
the
know, you
number.
gotta look that up. So it's schoolcraft. 4 Mile.
Schoolcraft
What was that?
turns
Joy
Y'all
Road.
doing-
What is that? It's neither.
It's just schoolcraft.
So Joy Road is 4 Mile then.
No.
Joy Road is Joy Road.
So what the
It's
hell is
1
Plymouth?
mile.
So Plymouth.
Right.
Plymouth is Plymouth.
Plymouth is Plymouth. It's no. That's what I'm saying.
I
Now,
heard somebody call Plymouth.
Joy Road is exit 9.
it's exit 9.
Let's show. You know what?
39 is actually on the east side.
Shout out to KDZ.
You do have a
What up?
Exactly.
My boy.
Yeah, that's now you got minds wondering. We gonna figure out what is the name
Oh
of
my
Seven
God.
Right. Okay, before we run out, Juicy, give us them handles and how people can reach you, and two-parter, tell people how they can start being an influencer for Swanka Posh or just be an influencer anyway. How do they get in the game?
I have no idea how to be an influencer because I'm still learning. I don't know. I'm blocked from going live on Instagram because I don't know how to, filter myself a lot when I talk. So, yeah. So I'm not the best person to give advice on being an influencer. I'm the last person. I can refer you to someone that can help you, but don't listen to me. I took the road I took is not the road that you should take. But you can follow me on Instagram. It's at That's Juicy, and it's DATS.JUICII. Or on Twitter, that's just Juicy. DATSJUSJUICII. It's a lot. And that's it, I believe. Like Twitter, Instagram.
Okay.
Now, how did you become Juicy? That's what I want to know. What Juicy? You was Tiffany, then you became Juicy. When did you transform it?
So,
3 minutes.
when I was 18, I was living in East Lansing with my ex-boyfriend, and he gave me the nickname Juicy. And it just kind of stuck with me. I started throwing parties, and I really... Oh my God!
You get a clap for that one, Juicy.
The ex-boyfriend named you Juicy. Okay.
Named the Juicy. Wonder why.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Yeah, she here looking real.
You can't
juicy
talk about
too.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got 2 minutes.
But yeah. What was I talking about?
You said something about being juicy.
Yeah. So it kind of stuck with me when I started like promoting parties in Detroit. Everybody had like nicknames and stuff like that, so I just called myself, just stuck with Juicy. So, and then it was 2 other dancers in Detroit that their name was Juicy, so I changed the way I spelled it to JUICII.
They ain't never tried to check you or nothing.
No, I'm actually cool with them.
Okay.
Like they real good. I love what is it? One of them is Juicy Montana, that's my girl, and Loyal Juicy. I love both of them.
Okay. That's what's up.
My girls.
Where they at?
Juicy loyals.
Where they at?
Come on, where they at? Come on.
What up?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Yeah, but I want to thank
Ron,
you
what
for
you
coming
wanna
on,
say?
Juicy, before you go. And I appreciate your courage. You know what I'm saying? And all
Thank
of that.
you.
And your lashes banging.
Thank you. Shout out to Rose. Highlight
of courage.
Because I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I need my lashes done, but I'm hungover. So I just took a nap and woke up looking like this.
Awesome. Well, you know me, Craig Capone, comedian Craig Capone on IG and Craig Capone on Facebook. Follow me. Dang, that's all I'm saying. I'm trying to build my follow. You heard what Juicy said about Pisces. You
I'm
know
about
what
to
I'm
follow
saying?
you.
Come on now.
I don't think nothing wrong with Pisces. I haven't came in contact with a Pisces. So,
Good dude.
right, you seem pretty solid.
You feel me? Yeah. That's all I got.
That's all you
That's
got.
it.
Oh, we got to give a shout out to the sponsors real quick. Shout out to Wings, Snob, Turtle Pie, Stash House, and Teresa's Place.
Yeah.
You know-
Strongest drinks on in the deep.
Amen.
On Earth.
On Earth.
On Earth.
Lord.
You gotta die to get a stronger drink than that.
On the planet. Huh?
And lastly, Nate, because I heard what you said about 7 Mile, we like to designate 7 Mile Road as Coleman Young Road until we figure out the facts.
I think that's a great idea.
I think that's a great idea.
I think that's what it should be.
I like that.
Yeah, I do. He was epitome. He was Detroit.
We're gonna turn it Boulevard for him though. Coleman and Young Boulevard. That's what that means.
That's what's West
That'd be
Grand.
dope.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we're gonna turn 7 Mile to a boulevard.
I think 7 Miles a little too ghetto for that name, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Every Martin Luther King Jr. in the country is ghetto.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Trust me, I know. I've been to all of them.
All of it.
He's terrible.
All the projects ghetto. Martin Luther King, yeah, we should be Coleman.
This
Young.
is true.
To get to the third ward, you got to turn right off Martin Luther King.
Yeah, it's on the
I
flow.
almost got jumped over there.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
telling
but
you.
Well, I definitely want to thank you, Juicy, for showing up. You know, just for asking and inviting. And she said she would love to do the show. So I love people. That's
You.
we sharing our platform
Yeah.
with you. You shared your platform with us. So we just wanted to return the favor because we appreciated it.
Word up.
Anytime.
Absolutely.
No, shout out to the best engineer in the game right now, Miles.
Miles doing his thing.
Love you.
He the wisdom in the background. He's like the whiz. The
Podcastic
of
too.
all.
Make sure y'all
What
tune
you wanna
in
say,
every
babe?
Monday. Podcastic too.
Thank you
KB,
guys
what
for
got?
tuning in. Thank you, Juicy, for coming to talk to us today. And I am KB, aka Kalia Stalwart. And sign it out, babe.
And we're gonna be putting all these shows on the Steezy page on YouTube. So check it out coming soon. Once we figure out how to do it with Miles, they'll be on
Yeah, I don't know
YouTube.
how to do that stuff. I'm old.
Check us
So
out.
Juicy, you can tell all them 100,000 followers to go look at the video
100,000.
on YouTube in about a week or so.
I got you.
All right.
Bet. See ya.
Show.